instances of paranormal phenomena have been reported in this desolate place. Events that may reflect the area's tragic past.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Other Nature's Podcast, where we talk all things paranormal. I'm Ken James, and this is Jason McKittrick.
Hey, folks.
If we can haunt, howl, or dwell in the dark, we want to talk about it. And tonight, who else is tired of swamp ass and swamp tits?
This guy.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure a bunch of you are. Let's take a little break. We're gonna hop in a little Cessna.
Okay, I like that.
Take a little trip over to the ice wall, where apparently you can't get through. We're gonna go to Alaska and discuss some hauntings over there.
Yeah, we originally discussed doing this, a couple weeks ago, me and Ken. I was like, oh, we should do an episode on like the ghosts, legends, and like some of the folklore. They got their own cryptids, and we started looking into it, and there was so much that we're gonna do this one with just the ghosts, and down the road we'll do some other legends.
Yeah.
There's some really great stuff.
Yeah, and also we were like, we need something to not just chill our minds, but also our bones. So
Yes.
it's ghosts in one of the coldest places ever.
Yes, so that was basically the whole conception for this episode. Let's go up to Alaska, chill out, even though apparently it's still hot up there right now anyway, but it's the concept. You folks know.
Yeah.
It's always ice up
and
there.
shut up.
Yeah, seriously.
And shut up.
Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
I was actually just looking at the temperature up there the other day. It was in the 90s, so it's the concept, guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to be bringing you some of these fun, I think we got 5 haunted locations in Alaska. Most of them are hotels.
Well, I imagine that's mostly what's out there.
Just
it's
hotels
like
and bears?
hotels and like drill sites and bears.
Yeah.
And maybe an alien or two. That's
Right.
like-
And a terrible sequel to True Detective. Yeah, don't at me.
I myself didn't watch it because
You are lucky, sir.
yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm tired of them taking something great and it's just evolving into mush.
That's what they do,
And
right?
some lady going like, freeze! I don't know.
He's like, but it's already cold out
Yeah,
here.
yeah. And she's like, I get it.
Yeah.
And then he pulls a gun and shoots her.
Right.
That
But then the
would-
bodies that were frozen, that whole thing, she just goes to freeze, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't
Bad
know.
taste. Bad taste.
Yeah. All right.
Well, yeah. All right, gang.
Also, we're back in studio again together.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been, to say we've been busy has been a little bit of an understatement.
Yeah, like we were just talking. There was like an onslaught there that we just, it's one of those things that happens where it's like there's like a 4-month onslaught that you just have to weather the storm, survive. Onslaught. You just have to weather the storm, survive. Like just get down and then just come up punching.
And this is the only week that we can do that, because then after this, every weekend here on out is also filled up.
It's also
again.
filled up. So it's like we got to get it in when we can. And here we are getting it in because we can.
Yeah.
So, Jason, you want to kick us off here?
Yeah. So Alaska, Ken, known for its breathtaking landscapes and rugged terrain, harbors a lesser-known aspect: its haunted and eerie locales. I knew about it.
Yeah.
These paranormal hotspots, enveloped in mystery and legends, offer chilling tales of unexplained phenomena. Join us as we explore 5 of Alaska's most notorious haunted places and the bone-chilling stories behind them. Exactly. So first up, I actually knew about, I've known about this one before, but the historic Anchorage Hotel. This one's got the goods. This one located in downtown Anchorage. The historic hotel is a grand historic building boasting elegant architecture and a rich past. This hotel is infamous for reported paranormal activity, with ghosts recounting encounters with spirits. The ghost of a woman, often seen on the 3rd floor, is believed to be haunting the premises, leaving visitors with an eerie feeling. She touches them. Such haunted tales draw in curious souls seeking a paranormal experience. So, actually, this one's funny. There's a ghost. I was listening to a podcast not too long ago, and that maniac Joey Diaz had an experience at this hotel.
Okay. He is a maniac, and
Yes.
he's had a couple.
Yes.
He's had a couple
we had
spooky experiences.
we had his stuff for the Comedy
Comedy
Store
Store, yes.
episode. Yeah.
Yes.
That guy seems to have paranormal experiences coming out his ass.
Yeah, he did. He had the at the prison when they were shooting The Longest Yard, the remake.
Yes.
Yeah, that as well, which is
Yep.
pretty sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, man. There must be something about just like that dead cold, like being out there at nighttime and just like in a hotel and just like
yeah.
everything's still. Like I imagine, like when it's the dead of winter and there's snow everywhere.
Yes.
Where everything's just so quiet and muted.
But then, like, there was that short period of time where all, like, the miners and the gold, the 49ers, those guys, I mean, it was past, it was a different time period, but it was like this frenetic energy for like a very short period of time, and then they're gone. And it's back to the quiet again. So there's like
Right.
that weird, like, when you stand in one of those historic places,
Yes.
hotel, we'll say, and you can almost hear it echo.
Oh yeah.
You just sit there and you're quiet for a second. You can almost hear the echoes.
It's like, my best way to think about it too is like if you ever work like a music show or like you work like like an event and like there's a lot of people going crazy there, like
Yeah.
someone was just on stage, it was a crazy event,
Yes.
and then everyone's gone,
Yes.
and you're kind of cleaning up, and the air still has that electric in it. It's weird.
Right.
It's a weird vibe, and I'm sure not just a concert, but things being bigger and wilder and digging and disturbing the earth has something else resonate there that'll linger for a long time.
Yeah. Linger.
Yeah, linger.
No, totally. So I think that has, I don't know, I think there's something to that. The whole, I don't know, like it was live, like a live wire, and
Yeah.
it just burned out fast, and
Yep.
then like it's just echoing through time or something.
Yeah.
So in that same vein, we have, I found this fun little article from the Anchorage Daily News all the way back in 2012. We're going to read this one. This is fun. So, as the pale light of midday briefly touched the cityscape on a December afternoon in 2004, Terry Rusi stood behind the front desk of the Anchorage Historic Hotel, checking logs and paperwork. The petite blonde, with a pixie cut, glanced up from her work into a mirror on the wall in front of her. That's odd, she thought. What was that? Rusi spun around to face a painting on the wall behind her, looking for the smoky silhouette of a white dress she swore she'd seen drift by the mirror just seconds before. Love it. Love it. A white lady, gray lady, green lady, blue lady. They all have different colors.
They do. It's like a lightsaber. Depending on your mood, it can apparently change colors now.
That's not real. You have false information.
I'm just going off the most current, information given to me.
Right. There was nothing. The dim painting, a woman's portrait encased in gold frame, offered no hope for explanation, no white dress. The painting is just a weathered face cast in the style and attitude of Francisco Goya's Saturn devouring his sons. That famous painting.
Yes. Which is a creepy fucking painting.
Well, there's a whole collection of his black paintings. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good times.
Yeah.
Unsettling enough on its own, it was even more so when Rusi realized that there was nothing resembling the reflection she'd just seen. She shook her head in disbelief, dismissed the vision, and returned to her work. Later on in the week, a boyfriend of an employee passed the time with a self-guided tutorial on how to tie a tie.
Oh.
All right.
I do that all the time. I suck at tying ties.
It's so
Every
easy.
time I have to. I know, but I'm always like, wait, which way do I start? And yes.
He was seated in a chair next to the narrow lobby fireplace, with Rusi, again, behind the front desk. As he practiced, a framed picture of notable Alaskan artist Sidney Lawrence spontaneously catapulted itself from the mantel across the room, shattering a glass coffee table on impact. Rusi was stunned.
I'd be.
Assuming it was an earthquake, she looked around to see what else was shaking. The chandelier was still, the room was quiet. The man turned to her, his untied tie hanging from his neck, and casually suggested, "Maybe it's your ghost." Yeah. Yeah. The historic Anchorage Hotel takes up the corner opposite Rum Runners at 4th Avenue and E Street, extending about half a block. It's a decent-sized place.
Yeah.
If you weren't looking for it, you'd almost certainly miss the modest structure. Its single entrance on E Street is outfitted with a bulbous white dome awning, and glass paneling French door is set back from the street. Yeah. The current hotel site is an annex to an original. The annex, built in 1936, is the only lodging structure in Anchorage listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The original hotel building was located on the corner of 3rd and E before it was torn down to make way for the new growth in the city. So, these could be ghosts reacting to an older structure that was there,
Yeah.
and it's, walking through walls, that whole thing.
Yeah, hotels and, the energy there, we've gone over this.
Yeah.
The constant movement, the constant people coming and going.
Yeah.
Comings and goings,
Yeah.
if you will.
If you will. Over the years, the hotel has acquired a haunted reputation. Until Rusi's arrival, most of the stories were just whisperings. A friend of a friend had a sister who worked there and experienced something, urban legend type stuff.
Just whispering.
Oh, yeah. The place was just called Whispers. After Rusi's, quote, Christmas spirit encounters, she decided it would be interesting to see if other guests experienced the paranormal as well. She started to chronicle the hotel's hauntings in a ghost log that prefaced, please record all your encounters with our, quote, friends, the ghosts of the hotel.
Ghost log. I'm a fucking child.
Yeah.
I heard ghost log and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we do this,
Yeah.
this podcast. What you saw, and, include what you saw and what you heard and where, the deets.
Yeah.
Accounts range from mundane, like the entry of May 30th, 2007. The guest in room 202 called saying somebody was pranking them by tapping on the door and then running away. He said she heard a couple of children giggling. No children in-house. Others, Kenneth, like an October 2011 entry that describes a guest's heart-stopping encounter with a small child standing in the closet smiling.
ew.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. Get
No.
out.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's demonic in origin.
Demonic in origin.
I just like to put it in there because, I don't know.
Because that's what everyone wants now.
Demons.
Yeah, they want the
Everything's a demon.
demons stuff. I guarantee if we start saying demons more, like, the algorithm will pick us up.
You read my mind. I was just
Yeah.
about to say that.
Yeah, so real quick, this episode is brought to you by Coors Banquet. Coors Banquet, the beer of hotels.
It is a hotel beer, isn't it? Yeah, the
'cause
nips.
The banquet areas.
Yep.
And also, as we go and open one, we're gonna read our caps.
Yep, I'm going to go after you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, guys, this is made with Rocky Mountain water.
Okay.
Not as
Mine
cool as
is
my first one.
luck is hard work residue.
That's a good one. See, that's inspirational because my first
Yeah.
one was quietly work. Let success speak up.
Yeah, mine said get fucked.
Yeah, there it is, and it has a dick on it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like crudely drawn too.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
did it to me on purpose.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Anyway, back to this.
We gotta go to that beer store and see what's up.
Rough that dude up.
Yeah, talk to Strawberry.
Steal Strawberry.
Yeah, Steal Strawberry. Become the official mascot of
Yeah, the beer store we go to has a little pug called
Oh.
Strawberry. He hangs out in there. He welcomes everybody.
Yeah.
His little toy is there.
Yeah.
He's a good shit.
He is a good shit.
He is, and that's why we go there.
Yeah. For
So-
the dog, not the beer.
No. We don't even get beer there.
Yeah, we just go in and we pretend, and then we go, oh, you know what? Next time.
Yeah, exactly. So most of the logs report include lights turning on
Ghost
and
logs.
off, flickering, indescribable noises. Want me to describe those indescribable
Sure,
noises?
describe the indescribable-
Giggling, coughing, whispering.
Oh, so describable noises.
Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to go H.P. Lovecraft. They're like, wait, you can describe that.
But like you were saying, this is like your old house. Like,
Yeah, so kind of when I was reading this, it was kind of reminding me of the old house where I would hear that that indistinct talking mumbling. You
Yeah.
couldn't hear what they were saying; it just sounded like talk radio, but you
Yeah.
just couldn't hear it.
So weird.
Yeah,
But then that video I sent you with
Yep.
the military sniper who grew up in like a haunted house. He would say, when he said it, I was like, oh my god, this is just like Jay's old house. He said
Yeah.
like the way you described it too, like kind of like talk radio. Like
Yep.
you can't really hear what's said, but you know what's being said.
Yep.
And then they had the Civil War ghost walk down the hallway into the bathroom.
Yep. No, and that the one time. Well, we should save this for a future episode that
Yeah,
we're going to have
sure,
because the time we were talking. Yeah. And then that weird thing happened. We were
Yeah.
wrapping Christmas presents. Right. So there's also temperature discrepancies. So like what? You feel cold, but the thermostat says that it's hot.
I guess it would be like it's cold in one place
Cold
and hot in
spots.
the other. But yeah, hot in the other. Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's smell discrepancies when
Right.
someone crop dusts you. You walk into, you're like, ah, and then you get like, you
Right.
have to run to cover,
Right.
Get
You
out
feel
of
like
it.
you've been poisoned.
You are. It
Right.
hits your clothes. You're like, it's in my shirt.
Yeah,
Like,
awful.
Yeah.
That beefy kind of like, yeah. Ghost beef.
It goes be sulfur. It's demons. It's demonic.
Everything's demonic. We,
Hey,
also,
by the way, demons.
we also have shadows.
Demonic shadows.
We have shadow figures.
Okay. See, now you're speaking my language.
It's two different things, though. So what kind of shadows? Like something comes into shadow?
Once again, these two distinctions, that'll be in a later episode that we're going to talk about.
Okay, fine. All
Like
right.
shadows draping and dropping like a blanket, and then also shadow figures are two
Or
different.
those shadow masses that people have described as well.
The ones that see, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And the feeling of being leaned on or pushed.
See, leaned on, I think, is way cooler than the push because you always get the push. The lean on is like almost like that heaviness you get, but I know what you're saying where you kind of like, oh, am I having a stroke?
Yep.
But you're not. You're not having a stroke.
No, I actually, we should save this for the other episode too. But
Exactly.
when we stayed at that Pineapple Hill Inn near New Hope, Christina had gotten out of bed to go to the bathroom, and I thought she got back in bed. She didn't get back in bed. It was fucking weird.
She was in there like singing some song or something, you know?
She was singing Mbop, which was weird,
All right.
at like 3 a.m.
Okay.
I was like, will you shut the fuck up and get back to bed?
She's like, but it's catchy, Jay. And you're like, Bob.
Catch this.
Oh, back in the studio, folks.
Yep.
Welcome back to the Ninjas Podcast.
So Rusi says she's unaware how many people actually chose to share their experience with the log. She says it depends on who decides to tell you about it. Because some things just happen and you think, oh, that was nothing, when really it could have been something.
Yeah.
Right? So why, Kenneth? Why Anchorage Historic Hotel is reportedly so haunted? Why?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if it's that earthquake machine they got out there.
The earthquake machine.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, you mean like a bull? Like one of those ride-on bulls?
Well, no, they actually remember the guy that
So over the years,
it was a mechanical bull though. That's
Yes.
what the earthquake machine is.
Yeah.
You get some busty chick.
Whoa. Come on, man. I got to work here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Over the years, Rusi has invited mediums, ghost hunters, and paranormal experts into the hotel. Traffic and interest have naturally increased as more and more reported happenings began circulating around the paranormal community with some regularity. 7 years later, haunting has become sort of their thing. When they've learned from their expert guests, according to Rusi,
Expert guests.
probably Bagans, Chip Coffee,
Good old Chip.
and probably even Ryan Buell. That's right.
Oh, I saw an article about him the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's like from the pits,
Yeah.
now giving advice to those who, are trying to recover from paranormal,
Addiction?
addiction. And like,
Paranormal, I stole all your money addiction.
yeah, like him being like, I'm not on meth anymore,
But I really need money and I
Yeah.
have no skills.
I will help you through, your addiction that might have been caused by ghosts.
Yo, you want to get him on the show? I bet he would do it.
Oh, he would totally do it.
But he'd ask for an honorarium, I guarantee it.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna pay Surge's bills,
I'll offer him some nugs. Like, I'll get you the 10-piece nuggets from McDonald's.
You try with the hot mustard.
Yeah, hot mustard or that new garlic sauce
Yeah,
that
you
kind
were
of tastes like.
saying, yeah.
Damn, we're going off course.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, apparently there's 36 spirits that occupy the hotel at any given time.
This hotel's beefy.
That's 36 spirits.
Dude, but this hotel, this is a storied hotel, man.
I know.
We're on the first one.
I know,
out of
it's
5.
great. Look at this meaty episode.
Yeah.
You guys
Whoa.
handle it. How the folks, the guests, our listeners, how are they dealing with such meaty episodes?
Yeah,
like
we've
every
been
week.
over 100, an hour and a half.
Yeah, every time.
Every time recently.
Yeah, we just come out here and we just put it out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know a couple listeners are stoked.
Yeah.
Are psyched out of their mind about it. You know
Get
what I mean?
particularly sick out of my mind about it. Right. Some are regulars, these ghosts, and others are just passing through.
Yeah. Oh, they're so
Grounded spirits.
Yeah.
And then
sentient movers.
I don't know.
What are the Dan Aykroyd has the
Yeah,
explanation.
he knows.
Yeah.
We got to get him on here too.
Yeah.
So Rusi says there's a little boy and a little girl that didn't die in the hotel, but at the hospital when it was over there on L Street, so it was like across the street.
Yeah.
And they always come back here to play because their family, it was a family of 9, lived there, and so they come back to see them, according to this girl that works behind the counter. How a psychic sees these things, I don't know. But I had 2 of them here at one point, and they both said they saw them.
Hanging and swinging.
I see a body swinging. I see a body swinging. From a rope.
There's also the prominent woman of society from the 1920s.
Oh.
Thought to be an adult daughter of a wealthy local family. And then there's a man who always follows you as soon as you walk in the door. Creep.
That is creepy.
I don't like that.
It's like that TikTok thing where like the person shows up on your shoulder.
Yes.
That like freaks people out.
Yes.
That's wild.
And the jilted bride who hung herself.
Always one of those.
It's a hotel. People
Yeah.
go to hotels to kill themselves.
They're swinging.
Yeah, there's a body swinging.
Yeah, from a rope.
And then you just cry because you're out of content.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know how to go forward.
Yeah.
Elicit an emotional response.
Yeah. And then everyone watching just looks with furrowed brows like,
Yeah.
why'd you put her on here?
Yeah, but then a lot of people go, "Oh my God, she feels the pain of the love.
I can feel it too.
I feel it through the TV because that's how emotions are."
And Chief Sturgis, the first chief of police, who was shot in the
Sturge?
alleyway there.
Sturge was shot in the alleyway?
He was, with his own gun.
Whoa!
And the case has never been solved.
Yeah, it sounds like he killed himself.
His spirit will never rest until his killers are brought to light, to justice. But they're dead too.
Yeah.
Is there ghost justice?
If you believe in the movie R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds.
I went ahead and just skipped over that one.
I watched it and I regretted it, and then it was on TV on like Sci-Fi Channel
Yeah.
a couple months back, and I was like, "Holy shit! How did they do this?
I don't know.
How did they get away with them trying to do Men in Black with ghosts?"
I don't know.
And then I was like, "This movie's actually kind of cool."
No, it's not. So Alaska medium Angelique Conrad has worked with Russi and the hotel for years. Her insight has helped to identify a few of the building's most prominent visitors and most active rooms. Conrad explains that the Earth, like a body, has its own energy field.
Fuck me, dude.
She likens Earth's meridians to the energy flow, or ki in acupuncture. I'll continue. When you have a spot in the Earth where the energy gets upset, it creates a vortex, which is essentially distress in the energy field. I can make shit up too.
Yeah, she's like the Kundalini snake that runs through your body.
Exactly. Represented by the spine.
With the chakras that go down and up, and those colors that are.
Negative or low-level spirits need to have energy to survive because their energy isn't positive enough to move on and is not strong enough to stick around on its own. So they blindly seek out a direction. It's why these spots of disruption, like the Anchorage Hotel, often attract paranormal activity, like moths to a flame. Conrad's colleague, paranormal expert Dan Barnhart, notes that ghosts often attract the attention of the living if the living are tuned in. But even those tuned in can miss the message.
Dude, fuck these people. Like,
Dude, I love the way they wrote this article.
well,
Dude, people got to eat. You understand?
yeah, I understand.
Look, I'm on the verge of trying this.
We should probably start it. And like everything that we do, like we know is bullshit.
Yeah.
We just gotta go. We gotta get into kayfabe.
Listen, man, I had an idea, but then I found out the licensing involved, and I was like, well, I can't afford that. I was going to do an Edgar Allan Poe ghost tour of Philadelphia, but the whole city, all his spots. You get like a van or something, you drive them to the spots, you say the thing, but you know how much you have to buy insurance?
Yeah.
You need a license for the city to do it. It's like it's like $20,000
Yeah.
just to get started.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They don't want people starting businesses.
Well, if we go in a van, we don't tell people that we're doing it.
It's like Always Sunny. It's the St. Patty's Day episode.
Right.
Where they hop them all in the van and they just want to get the pictures for all the friends.
And then someone's a wild card.
Yeah.
I know that solves the gas crisis.
Well, there's two of them with that one. This one's a later one. But, yeah, we could do that. I'll dress up like Poe. Or we'll get the chick from,
You know who we get to be, Poe?
I was going to say from the Laurel Hill.
No, we get Greg.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to disrespect the man. Like,
No, he would love it.
Okay.
You got a few in him?
Yeah,
Think
that's
you really
true.
be like Poe?
Yeah, we're
Drunk?
like, yeah. By the end, he's like Poe at the end.
Yeah.
Drunk and muttering about
Yep,
something.
fighting people that came and
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah, right.
Greg, if you're listening to this, give me a text.
Yeah. We have ideas. We have designs.
So it takes less energy for an entity to make a sound than appear. They know all this. And the likelihood of getting a ghost on tape is greater than seeing one.
So they're just going off the movie Ghost?
Barnhart said this. I don't know, man. But he adds it's ultimately up to the specter if it wants to be known. Barnhart says it all depends on whether it can draw up enough energy from the surrounding area, from an electronic source, or from people, or from a vortex. Perhaps Anchorage Historic Hotel isn't the only downtown spot with an energy issue. A lot of bizarre stuff happens on this block, a lot of negative energy surrounding the hotel and that general area. And that's what I got on the hotel.
Well, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of it pissed me right the fuck off
Look, man.
at the end there. So let's, I don't know how far away we are, but let's go to the Golden North Hotel, right? Echoes of the past in Skagway.
Yes.
The Golden Rush Hour in Skagway, Alaska, brought about the Golden North Hotel, which stands as a historical landmark. Stories of lingering spirits and inexplicable sounds have surrounded this building for years. Guests and staff have reported sightings of ghostly apparitions, particularly in the hallways, where a sense of a bygone era still lingers, sending shivers down the spines of visitors. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of sounds like the last place.
That's like I said at the top. There's a lot of these hotels, but I found a nice little succinct article. So this is another one of these hotels, and that's like I said at the top. There's a lot of these. So I found a fun little succinct article from Atlas Obscura because they're always good.
They are always good. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I was a member for a while, but I
thought about it.
I couldn't go. I never had the time to go, so
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck. So I let the membership lapse, and then the year that I let it go, they did 3 things in Philly. I was like, God damn it.
Yep.
That's how it goes. Just like we said, there's a classic Gold Rush hotel. And of course, there's ghosts.
And demons.
And demons. Demons. The discovery of gold in the Yukon in 1896 set off the Klondike Gold Rush. This is what I was talking about before.
I just bought Klondike bars yesterday. This is fun.
Synchronicity.
I was craving them.
Yeah.
And this is why.
Wow.
Synchronicity. Beautiful.
Yep,
Demons.
More paranormal.
Yeah.
I just got chills. Is there a cold spot?
Small sulfur? No.
So you had roughly 100,000 prospectors flood into the territory, all with the hope of striking it rich, as we know. Much of this traffic flowed through Skagway. Lots of skags. They talk about the prostitutes.
Yes.
They follow the gold camps. You've seen Deadwood. Which offered both a deepwater port and the most direct overland route to the gold fields.
Soiled dove.
Yes, sir. The population of Skagway exploded, going from 700 residents in 1897 to approximately 10,000 in 1898. They were not ready for that shit.
No one is.
Nope. Making it the largest city in Alaska at the time, then back down to 1800 2 years later. Like, that expands,
Boom is crazy,
and then
yeah.
it's just a big boom, and then it just, creates those echoes.
Mother Earth felt it.
In her magnetic core, whatever the fuck they were saying.
Going down.
These were chaotic boom times of ambition, corruption, lawlessness, shattered dreams, disease, and ultimately, death. It was, in other words, a fertile ground.
And demons.
Well, a fertile ground for ghost stories and demons. So the Golden North Hotel, right?
Yeah.
Built in 1898 at the height of this rush. Accommodations, refreshment, all those great things. All those prospectors, they wanted to get that money.
Oh,
We'll take, give us your gold pieces. Yeah, this is about, right? Sure.
Yeah.
Robbing people blind. It was this stream of guests that helped provide the basis for the principal ghost story associated with the hotel. The tale involves a prospector, sometimes referred to as Klondike Ike.
All right, man.
He's friends with the Stu the Miner.
People like Stu.
Yeah, they don't like Ike though.
No one likes Ike,
But people
but people like Stu.
who traveled to Skagway with his fiancée, Mary. Yes. Mary took up residence in room 23 at the Golden North, while Ike headed out to do a 500-mile journey to the gold fields. She was getting up to.
Yeah.
From this point, the story takes on a few variations. Oh my God. Some say Mary fell ill with pneumonia. Some say she grew worried when Ike didn't return when he was meant to and locked herself in her room. Some say, rather ambiguously, that Mary cloistered herself because she was hiding out from local ruffians.
There were street toughs out there?
Goddamn right there was.
Street toughs.
Street toughs, urchins.
Yeah.
Whatever the circumstances, Mary died while waiting for Ike to return from his prospecting expedition.
Just like Dracula, man.
Kind of. With some versions involving the hotel staff breaking down the door of room 23 to find Mary dead, wearing the dress she had tended to wear at their wedding.
It's a tale as old as time.
It really is. A song as old as rhyme, too.
Yeah.
They say she haunts the building to this day, although reported sightings of Scary Mary.
Yo, I'm into that.
Klondike Ike and Scary Mary. That's a power couple. But they vary wildly.
Stu marries them.
Stu's like the villain, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because he really wanted to get with Scary Mary.
But I thought it was Klondike.
No, Klondike Ike is the bad guy, but while he was gone...
Stu's kind of like the Lothario? Kind of like the bumbling, fumbling Ichabod Crane style?
Kind of.
All
kind
right.
of. Like, he's there, he's like, no, he's the bad... He was not good for you.
This is great lore building.
It is.
Yes, they're like, he's a fuckhound, that guy.
Yeah, indeed. A Gold Rush fuckhound.
Like Gold Rush fuckhound. Yo, t-shirt.
T-shirt and album title.
Yeah, Gold Rush fuckhound.
Ken James, Gold Rush fuckhound.
And I had to do the whole thing as Stu.
Yeah.
People like stew.
Welcome to 1868.
Coming at you hard, getting on the jaws and doing all this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Worlds were built today.
Yep. Overcast skies. That's
It's what it is. So, with some seeing this spectral woman roaming around the halls, they also see her watching at a window for her fiance's return. And some others have heard mysterious noises, such as feeling blasts of cold air, even colder than the Alaskan air.
So,
Cold.
paranormal cold.
Paranormal cold.
Paranormal gusts of cold air.
Yeah, like little.
You know when you're walking through the haunted house and they get you with the
Yeah.
you're like, oh!
Yeah. They shine a light in your eye right before they're going to do it, too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here comes a bright light. What are they going to do? A loud noise, a siren, or a blast of air, or there's going to be a haunter hiding there. Sometimes they hit you with all three.
Yeah, and then sometimes there'll be like a fake train.
Yeah.
Air horn, blast of air,
Right.
fake train.
Right.
Then haunter.
Right.
Who is like a conductor. And he's like,
They hit you with the air, and then you turn around, and there's a guy there with like an old school, a miner just eating
Yeah.
stew in
Yeah.
in like one of those like pewter fucking
yeah.
dishes.
And he's like, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
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 Why don't they? They're gonna do better.
We're going to do it.
We're gonna do it.
And some guests of room 23 wake up in the middle of the night feeling like they're choking, as if they had some kind of ghostly pneumonia. I think it's something else.
You don't think it's ghost pneumonia?
Ghost pneumonia?
Ghost.
Listen, I think
Pneumonia.
he was panning for gold in the back of her throat. You know what I'm saying? Dude, ghosts are pigs.
They are. Ghosts are pigs.
So another supernatural event claimed by the Golden North involves room 14, where staff and guests reported seeing a mysterious light that some described as a sparkle, others a small twinkling light, and still others as an orb, which is bro spelled backwards. Don't forget that.
Before we got to the orb, I was like, are the Fae folk out there, man?
No.
No?
It's too cold. They like forests.
I know, but the twinkles, that can only be one thing. It's not a demon. It could be a fairy. It's a fairy.
The provenance of this light is unknown, but it's apparently not threatening. While the building is still there and still features the Golden North sign, the hotel closed in 2002. And thus, the haunted rooms can no longer be rented by curious ghost hunters. According to a floor plan, room 23 was located on the third floor in the northwest corner of the building, while room 14 was presumably on the second floor. The building is currently occupied by Frontier Excursions and Adventures, and they do ghost tours.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's what we got on the Golden North Hotel.
Sounds pretty similar to the last one, besides the lights. The lights are telling. They're a little different.
A little odd.
All right. Let's take a little change of pace here, my friend.
Let's
go over to the Klutna Cemetery,
do it.
haunting grounds of the native spirits, which we here at Other Dangerous Podcasts are the biggest fans of.
Yeah.
Native spirits?
Yeah.
Let's go. The Klutna Cemetery, a burial ground near Anchorage, is shrouded in mystique and local folklore. The spirit houses found at the cemetery are believed to be shelters for the spirits of the deceased. Constructed in the Diania Athabascan tradition.
You got it.
Visitors recount eerie. Yeah, I had to have.
You got it, King.
I had to have a fucking aneurysm to get it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, visitors recount eerie encounters, feeling a strong presence and witnessing unexplained phenomena that are attributed to the resting spirits. It's funny they have those spirit houses there that's like big in like Korea and Thailand and stuff.
Well, if you look at the pictures of these, I kind of think they're ghost fuck shacks.
Fuck shanties?
Yeah.
You got fuck shanties out there?
Yeah. Wait till you see the picture.
Oh, we're pulling it up now. I can't wait to be whored.
That's what's going on in there.
Yo, ghosts are getting boned in that place.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting colors too on these.
Yeah, it's that, because
Ghost fuck
we.
shacks.
Well, yeah, I mean, we associate, very somber stone.
Yeah.
And dark colors with the afterlife and, death. These folks are having a party.
Yeah, this isn't like, gothic, mournful stuff. They're like, yo, send me into the other world looking like a fucking clown.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that, but a combination of Russian Orthodox tradition and Native American practices.
Send me into the afterlife looking like a fucking clown.
If you look at these shacks, man.
All right.
Anyway, a combination of Russian Orthodox tradition and Native American practices, the graveyard outside of St. Nicholas Orthodox Church in Eklutna, Alaska, is filled with more than 100 colorful burial sites. The fantastic spirit houses, each about the size of a large dollhouse, are considered to be part of Eklutna's historical park. Located at the head of the Knik arm of Cook Inlet, Eklutna is the mouth of the Eklutna River, about 25 miles outside of Anchorage, Alaska. The site, many Athabascan Indian villages, about
Azkaban?
It almost is Azkaban. You dare use your spells against me, Potter. Indian villages about 800 years ago. Eklutna is today filled with people who are descendants of the Diania tribe. Russian Orthodox missionaries arrived in the area around 1830, and the two communities slowly became one. When to become one. Dating back to about 1650, the village that surrounds the park is the area's oldest continuously inhabited Diania Azkaban Indian settlement. On its grounds, On its grounds are the still active cemetery, the St. Nicholas, and the Second Orthodox Church. Built in the 1830s by the Russian missionaries, the St. Nicholas Church was reconstructed in 1970, but has been in use for more than 150 years, so ghosts/demons. The
Demons.
upper bar, even though it's hallowed ground, they make their way in. What's happened to now? The upper bar represents the inscription over Christ's head. This is Jesus, King of the Jews. The long middle bar is for the arms outstretched, and the lower slanting bar represents his footrests. Reads the information sheet that is provided to the new visitors of the park. The slanted position is twofold. It shows that not only was Christ fully God, but that he was fully human and felt pain and agony when he died. Wrenching the bar by drawing one foot up and thrusting the other foot down, the spiritual meaning is that the thief on the right side of Christ confessed, so when he went to heaven, and the thief on Christ's left side did not confess, so he went to hell.
That's a lot.
For all those who, were in for theologian, expression here. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, it's in the article.
Yes. Before the Russian Orthodox missionary arrived, it was customary for the Azkabans to cremate their dead. When customs started,
Now they just fuck.
yeah, right. When customs started to blend and mix, they began burying their dead in the cemetery built up around the church. When a body was first buried, a blanket is placed over the grave to warm and comfort the soul as it transitions to the next work. 40 days later, the spirit box is placed over the blanket, and family members paint it colors that have representation, their names for generations. It's weird. But unlike in many cemeteries throughout the contiguous United States, the memorial is not kept up. In keeping up with Azkaban tradition, one says that which is taken from the earth must be allowed to return. The spirit houses are left to decay and crumble over the years. So, I mean...
It's this is an older style kind of thing. They have this... there's a bunch of cultures that have this, where they have these monuments that they personally let crumble, because it's almost like... It's like a visual representation of letting it go.
That. I like that. The one thing is just like the colors that they used. For me, I was like...
Yeah.
I'm hearing...
This is ringlingbrothers.com. I don't.
Slide whistles, and like there's a car pulls up and it's a clown hearse, and they just keep pulling caskets out of the hearse.
So instead of Eklutna, we should just call this Slide Whistle Cemetery.
Yes.
Home of the Gold Rush Fuckhound. Or whatever the fuck we called it.
Still good.
What do we call it?
It was Gold Rush. Fuck something.
Fuckhound.
I don't know. It might have been Fuckhound. We'll go.
We'll go back.
We'll play it back.
We're drinking, folks.
Yeah. We're together. It's been a while.
Sorry for all the vulgarity in this episode, and by sorry, I mean not sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sorry at all.
Well,
lap it up.
I'm glad that you did this one, because the slide whistle, that seems like your territory. I don't know why.
I'm a musician,
Right.
I know how to rock a slide whistle.
All right. Do we want to?
I wield a slide whistle. That's how good I am.
Is that one of the higher weapons in Elden Ring?
Gyokuri? Yeah, in Elden Ring, yes. Yeah. You get the slide whistle, and it just casts blood loss.
Isn't there like a weapon that's just like a big trumpet, and it's like one of the most powerful weapons in the game? I watched somebody on a video.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird ones. One of the ones I found in the new one, it's called Godfred's Arm.
Okay.
And you get it, and then you can boost it up, and it becomes like Godfred's blood arm. So when you beat people with a dead arm, it just causes blood buildup.
Interesting.
And they just bleed to death. That's how I beat the final boss.
Wow.
I was just loading up and smacking him with a big dead arm.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah. Oh, these are twist off.
Mine didn't twist off.
Oh, well, maybe you should.
I'm just a jerk off.
Maybe you should hit the gym.
Maybe you should hit the.
Oh, but also only brewed in the Golden Co. since 1873.
Get your hands dirty. That's my cap says.
Me Reiki.
Remember Snapple caps had the fun facts?
Yeah, Snapple caps were the shit. They still have them.
Who was it? Judy behind the counter. Hi from Snapple.
Oh, she's dead.
I know.
It sucks.
Snapple's dead.
They should make one of these clown shacks for her.
Slide Whistle City. Mm-hmm. That's where I live these days. Slide Whistle City.
I think we all live in Slide Whistle City.
Easter colors.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate these colors.
Yeah.
Pastels.
Yeah.
Like,
Everything's
what
like,
color represents you? Hot pink and green?
Dayglow.
Yeah.
Dayglow represents me.
Yeah.
It's like, when did we go back to that? Fucking everyone looks like they're going skiing. The colors.
Everybody looks like a soccer uniform,
Right.
or like, I don't know.
Or they're going skiing. Yeah, it's wild.
I'd like to be going skiing.
Demons.
Demons.
That's what this has all been. Demons.
Do you think there's demons at the Red Onion Saloon?
I would be remiss to say no.
So we're going back to Skagway, buddy.
Yeah, let's go.
Red Onion Saloon holds a rich history and a reputation for ghostly occurrences. Formerly a brothel. Woo!
Yeah,
During the
soil
Gold
doves.
Talk about fuckhounds. It's rumored to save some. It's rumored that some spirits from the past linger within its walls. Staff and visitors have reported strange noises, apparitions, and a sense of unease in certain areas of the building, added to its haunted reputation. So, the main ghost apparently is Lydia's ghost. Her whole life is a dark room.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. So, once again, back to this Klondike gold rush business. In 1896, local miners discovered gold in the Klondike region, as we said. News hit Seattle and San Francisco. Everybody stampeded there. 100,000 people, gold fever, you name it. Klondike bars. What would
Dude.
they do for a Klondike bar?
Bro, I saw them at Aldi, and I was like, babe, I don't want to do this, but I think I must.
Did they have all the varieties? There's ones with
I
like...
just want the... No, give me the classic, dude. Don't give me the fucking Neapolitan bullshit.
What about the ones with like the piece of Heath bar in the top?
It's all right. I like also like the Crunch Bar ones with the pieces. Those are cool.
Yeah. Nothing beats the original.
Nothing beats the original, dude.
Yep.
Just give me that.
They are smaller now, though.
Oh, of course, dude.
Everything is.
They've been though. They've been going. I remember
Yeah.
my grandpa used to give me Klondike bars, size of my fucking head.
Yeah.
Now you go there, I'm like,
That's a big Klondike bar.
I know.
Yeah.
Now I get them, I'm like, yo, fucking jag off ice cream sandwich.
I hate it.
It's still good though.
It is. Well, all these guys went out there, and you know what most of them got for all their trouble? Goose egg.
Or frostbite.
Well, that too. So many places went through a drastic changes during their time. A town in Alaska named Skagway saw its population balloon from a few hundred to over 30,000 people, like we said.
Yes.
Bunch of books about it. It's a very interesting topic. I mean, honestly, like aside from all the ghosts and shit, this was quite a slice of American history.
Right, and like we're getting a lot of the ghosts, and it's all like attached to this like one permanent permanent time.
Yeah.
In like when like there was the gold rush and all
Yeah.
this stuff, and
It's
like,
all the hookers.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what about the ghost of like I don't know, oil rigs when like shit blew up, or like people falling down fissures and all that kind of stuff. What are the adventurer ghosts? You know
They
what
don't
I mean?
align with my politics, so fuck them.
Oh, okay.
Nearly every building in Skagway has a story to tell and clear links to the Klondike Gold Rush past. One building in particular, the Red Onion Saloon,
Ew.
has an odd history, and visitors claimed a resident ghost.
Just one, huh?
They're just talking about one here.
All
I mean,
right.
there might be more, but this they're talking about this one. It opened for business in 1898 as a dance hall, saloon, and
Fuck yeah.
bordello at the height of the gold rush. Yeah, this was Al Swearengen's saloon. Yeah.
But
But they're playing. I was just gonna say.
ragtime piano.
Yeah, you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
You know, people just call us an asshole.
Oh,
like these two assholes.
Good.
Yeah. But you're hearing the music right now. On
Exactly.
piano. Can we find that somehow?
I'll see if I
Saloon
can find
piano.
ragtime Darude Sandstorm.
I like that.
And you know what's funny? We have fun with this, and because other people they take it way too seriously, and then it's all real to them, and maybe a lot of it is.
Yeah.
But also, no one has fun like us.
That's true. But you know who's having a lot of fun? The people at dance halls, saloons, and bordellos during the Klondike Gold Rush. You think they were taking shit seriously?
Yeah,
Fuck no.
No, they weren't taking
No.
shit seriously. They were like, you die at 27 here.
Seriously, so live it up.
Yeah.
So this was considered Alaska's most exclusive bordello, and even when it was built by planks cut by the founder of Skagway, Captain William Moore.
Yes,
Hard motherfucker.
Captain William Moore and Stu the miner were fucking up and down this place.
Yeah, they were. Partners, but like shadow partners.
Yeah,
You
they
know
were
what I'm
kind of
saying?
they looked at, they respected each other.
Yeah.
And they
They had the little hidden lapel pin.
yes.
There was a little secret
respected
brotherhood.
each other's gangster.
Yeah.
But
From a distance.
yeah, didn't cross paths.
Only operated for 2 years. That was the boom. As the prospectors' attention moved on to the Nome Gold Rush in 1899, but that's how it was, man.
Yeah.
You had these boom towns.
Yeah.
After closing up, when the Klondike Gold Rush ended, the building hosted all sorts of businesses. During World War II, it was barracks for soldiers. Later, it spent time as a laundry business, a bakery, union hall, a television station, and a gift shop.
Can't forget that.
Can't forget that. I think that's what it is now, honestly. The building was kind of slapped together, and when so many people began to move to Skagway, the owner decided to move it 4 blocks closer to the rail depot to attract more customers. Smart move.
Yeah, definitely.
They hoisted it up onto rolling logs and pushed it with a single horse and crew of men. Dedicated.
Yeah.
Isn't this a mission in Red Dead 2?
Yes. Yes.
Once the building was placed in the new spot, you're not pulling the building though. You're fighting off the Native Americans that are coming to kill you.
Yeah,
while
you
you're
got
trying
your
to do
buddies. Yeah, you're in there like, damn it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Hurry up, Arthur!
Yeah, come on, Dutch. Stop it. That's a killer. That's a killer Arthur Morgan. I got
All
a
right.
great Arthur Morgan. You're going to love it.
Okay.
Not them, you.
I will love it.
They
Okay.
hate it.
They probably already played it.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, what is this, like
Yeah.
15 years ago?
2017.
Once the building was placed in the new spot, the team realized they had a whole thing backward. They had it the wrong way.
Dude. Yeah.
Assholes.
Slap. Yeah. Oh.
Instead of rolling it around the face the other way, they just sawed it off the front and the back, switched them, and nailed the whole thing back together.
It reminds me. It reminds me in Multiplicity when Michael Keaton shows up and it's
Yeah.
Eugene Levy, and they're doing the wrong driveway.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's the wrong driveway, and Eugene
Yeah.
Levy's like, hey, it's the one across. Yeah, dude, that's great.
The cut lines are still visible today, where they cut the front and back off and switched it. That's so bad. Oh man, they were having a good time. They were all drunk or hungover.
And it, you know what? They didn't have the finest of, craftsmen.
No.
You couldn't get the best carpenters out
It was
to
all
Alaska
jack of all
at that
trade
time.
dudes.
Oh,
Like, yeah, we'll get it done.
Yeah, I'm a dentist, a carpenter.
Yeah, he's like, look, I got an hour and a half block for you today.
Yeah.
We'll get it done.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah, and if we fuck up, we'll just turn it around.
Yeah. Genius.
Yeah.
So the 2-story building had a saloon and dance hall on the first floor, and the brothel up to the stairway to heaven on the second floor. Men would come into the saloon, head over to the bar, and find 10 dolls on display, each representing a woman working at the time. So weird.
Oh, that's serial killer shit.
Yeah, I kind of like it though. If the doll was laying down, the woman was busy with another customer.
Oh,
if the
God.
doll was standing up, then $5 in gold would buy you 15 minutes of her time.
So fucking gross, dude. Oh God.
The dolls were sticky too.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if all the dolls were laying down, they rented out the doll. You know, they were like, look, all the ladies are busy.
Yeah.
$1, you get the doll. Take a ticket in the bathroom. Have your way.
Yeah.
And you know that happened a lot.
Oh,
dude.
sure.
Oh,
They're like, listen, Stripes, we don't got any more ladies for you, but
Yeah.
the doll's available. He's like, give it over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in this room over here.
No, he's going to do it right there and not break eye contact
Yeah,
with
the
you.
guy. Just, and
All right,
it's
I'm
like,
done.
You hear straw. It's like in the straw. That thing's just made of straw and cum
And
at
he
that
just
point.
throws it back on there and just flicks his fingers off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the worst episode of Other Dangerous Podcast.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, disgusting.
I'm gonna have to have a shower after this. I feel
Yeah.
like I have fleas.
Yeah. Oh,
Interested buyers would select
they
it to
brought
meet.
the doll upstairs.
Yeah, it's like I selected you.
Yeah, but why did I thought they were laying down? Wait.
That's what it says. Interested buyers would select a doll and they selected the doll and then headed upstairs.
And then, but earlier,
Lay her down. They select one, lay her down, and then they head upstairs.
but I thought they brought the doll upstairs.
No one said that. Interested buyers would select a doll and then head upstairs.
Okay, I thought it just.
They take the doll, lay her down, say, I got it in for you.
I was gonna say, because then like the girl would throw the doll
No,
down
listen,
off the
some
back.
creeps
I
would
get-
turn the doll over and pull a little skirt up and be like, this is what I'm getting. Like,
Yeah.
there were animals down there.
It's like in Almost Heroes when Chris Farley's watching the pigs, and he's like, I paid good money to see them dressed up like the
Yeah.
king and queen of England.
Yeah. That's the vibe of this whole situation.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So they meet up in one of the crib rooms. He'd pay the woman, and she'd drop the gold down a copper tube system into a safety deposit box.
Ingenuity.
Yeah, dude, you gotta stop those thieves, man. Because someone was coming in there just shooting the place up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Basically, this story is the basis for Unforgiven.
Hell yeah.
The whole business was overseen by a madam and a crew of bouncers. Only around 8% of the total population of Klondike during the gold rush were women. 8%. Dude, raw.
People talk about things nowadays, like how like it's the worst time
Let's
in
not
history.
get into this.
Just saying. Holy fuck, dude.
Dude, yes, this is awful. That's why they called it Skagway. I told you.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
in Skagway, there was a high turnover rate of prostitutes.
we were laughing a little bit ago. Now I'm just sad.
As there were about 300 women serving 15,000 men. I don't want to do the math on that. Skagway was a lawless town, Ken. Described as, quote, little better than hell on earth by the Northwest Mounted Police. A con artist and gangster named Soapy Smith operated a ring of thieves, a spy network, and a private militia. He also controlled the local newspaper and was the deputy of the U.S. Marshal's Office.
What the fuck?
We're getting to Lydia. We'll get there. As you might imagine, it wasn't really a friendly place for anyone, but especially for women.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. While some traveled to the area for work, others found it their only option to make enough to survive or make enough to get out of Alaska. Each of the crib rooms in Red Onion Saloon's brothel had several doors if the women working needed a quick escape from a bad situation. Little escape door.
Yeah, in case a knife comes out.
No, like in Temple of Doom, when Molaram goes into that little door under the thing, and he rolls under. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but they do that. They make that same laugh.
They laugh exactly like that. That evil laugh.
Because the guy's just there with like a boner and a knife. He's like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do now?
It's like, anyone got stew? And then he pops up.
Oh, yeah.
And he patented. He's like, for five pieces of gold,
Yeah,
you can have some of my patented stew.
if they're rough with the ladies, Stu, the miner, shows up and throws hot stew in their face, and then says something like really cool.
What's the bouncer's name at this place?
Ken James.
Okay.
Well, as soon as you said it was bouncers, I just went back to like bouncer days.
But you
I
have
was
a
like,
cowboy hat on instead.
Oh yeah, that'd be
A
sick.
striped collarless shirt, vest, boots.
Suspenders too,
Yeah.
under the vest.
They had brass knuckles back then? That would have been
Oh,
cool.
absolutely.
That would've
They
been
had
great.
brass. They had, yeah.
I like the trench knife brass knuckles combo from like World War I.
Yeah,
that would've been
that's cool. But like, I always thought about like it's just like if you have to maneuver quick, you can end up stabbing yourself or cutting yourself.
But if you're a professional, you ain't gonna let that happen.
Sure, I mean,
And you keep it stuck in a can of stew, so when you pull it out, it's ready to go, and then they get infected with the stew in their wound.
infected.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Infected with the stew.
Yeah.
You know, because it would be
That's
old
another
stew.
track listing. Infected with the stew. That's the name of this episode. Infected with the stew. Ken, today there's a resident ghost or two who you can hear I'm trying to get through this, folks.
I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. Ken's been infected with the stew.
I've been infected with this stew. My eyes are fucking burning.
Today, there's a resident ghost or two who you can hear roaming upstairs, her footsteps falling on the still original hardwood floors. God, what must be on that?
Dude,
You
leave me
can see it
alone right
from
now.
space.
Don't even talk to me right now. Just give me a minute.
There are conflicting reports and plenty of misinformation about the ghostly activity at Red Onion Saloon, so I've only included things that I've been able to verify in reports directly from current or former employees.
Okay.
You ready for Lydia?
Yeah.
Okay. A relatively friendly ghost made an appearance to an employee years ago. She showed up as a translucent figure in the corner of a room upstairs. The figure had marks on her face that resembled what untreated syphilis might look like. The disease was a considerable risk for sex workers, and the first effective treatment wasn't developed until 1909. And back then, they would just get infected with stew.
Yeah. Or they would just throw moonshine on it or something.
Yeah. Or just hit her and throw her down the stairs like they did back then. Awful.
Just dump her in a trapdoor.
What was the episode where it was just about dead hookers? Remember we did that?
Yeah, that was the Soiled Dove episode. That wasn't Tombstone.
Yeah, people didn't like that episode.
What was that? That was it was Jerome, Arizona?
Jerome, Arizona. That's it.
People love that episode. That's like our biggest episode besides White House Ghost.
So people love Stu and Jerome, Arizona.
Yeah. Yes.
And Soiled Doves.
Yes.
Lydia has been known to employees for many years, and staff believes her to be friendly, at least to women. She wanders the building watering plants, caressing faces, and leaving the scent of freshly cut lilacs behind.
It's like in Step Brothers. Hey, can I come over later and touch your face?
Sure.
Yeah.
What the fucking fuck? The room she appeared in often has mysterious cold spots, and guests continually take photos that show white blurs, orbs, and occasionally even the faint outline of her face.
It's good, man. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to recover here.
Sorry, man.
No, that shit got me, dude. It was
The Lancy and her pantsy over here.
Yeah, I might be useless for the rest of this episode. I'm trying to get back.
You were useless the whole time. It's fine.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I knew that joke.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's good. Solid work.
You tossed a meatball over home plate,
Yeah,
buddy.
you got to crack that one, man. I get
It's
it.
unclear precisely how people know her name, but as these things go, the name Lydia has been passed on to new staff throughout the years. As for the cause of her death, the commonly accepted theory is that she contracted syphilis and took her own life by hanging herself in the corner of the room where she is sometimes seen. Lydia may or may not be friendly toward men. There's another ghost in the building that is often spoken about, and it may be responsible for the unfriendly interactions with men and possibly others. You ready for the ghost of John?
Yeah, let's hear about John.
Watch out for yourself if you ever find yourself up in Skagway at the Red Onion Saloon. There's a malevolent male ghost that employees called John.
Just a sinister name, you know?
From this day forward, all toilets will be referred to as John's. He roams the place, causing no end of trouble for the staff and sometimes guests. You'll know he's around if you catch a whiff of horrendous body odor. They must have stunk back then.
Oh, yeah.
Or if he decides to simply shove you down a flight of stairs. So first you got to smell his balls, and then he throws you down the stairs. Bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's rough.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Lydia
Seriously.
caress my face.
Yeah, and then hang yourself. He'll also fling open doors of rooms staffed while they are changing. So why are they changing there?
Well, you're getting ready for your shift.
I guess. The story among employees is that John is a former bouncer who was stabbed to death by a prostitute who got fed up with his constant harassment.
Fuck yeah.
That's what happens.
That's a win. That's a win.
I imagine that she's got a can of stew and threw it at his face, just like at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then just knocked him down and he fell down a stone.
That's one great scene.
Yep.
Great scene. Right now, nothing can be funny to me. Like, when you
just came down.
Yeah,
It's like after a big storm, everything's just clear.
Yeah, I'm like, right now, I'm like, huh. I'm like, all right.
So to wrap up on Red Onion Saloon, because we've been here a bit. Today, Red Onion Saloon is a restaurant and museum complete with guided tours. It's open from about April through September. We can go right now.
Yeah.
As the building is not well insulated and quite cold in the winter months, you'll find a collection of bedpans decorating the restaurant's walls and pizza on the menu.
How do you think their pizza is? You think they got a good pie out there?
No, they said that high altitude places have shit pizza.
Yeah, it's all about the water too. Like the fucking like New York and Jersey, we got the best water.
It ain't East Coast pizza. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It ain't New Jersey, New York pizza.
Some like
Or Philly
Chicago,
pizza. Philly pizza's
some like deep dish bullshit. You think?
No, not even that, because I think that because of the high altitude, it doesn't rise the right way. They said you get this weird, like, flat consistency to the pizza when it's in high altitudes.
All right.
I don't know. Welcome to the Pizza Cast.
This episode has been wild. This is a wild ride.
There's also a selection of Alaskan beer.
I'm cool with that.
I would go up there. I'd have their beer and pizza.
Oh, well, I want to go on a cruise. Me and Britt are talking about eventually having our honeymoon finally. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, an Alaskan cruise.
I've been talking about it for years.
Apparently they're the best.
Been talking about it for years.
And it would be, because it's gorgeous.
And you know why you have a good time? Because you're not sweating your fucking balls off the whole time.
Right. Well, and apparently the stops along the way and the excursions. And apparently they're...
Whale watching?
Yeah, they're apparently one of the most affordable and best ones.
And people don't do it because you're conditioned to go, we gotta go to somewhere tropical and come back with PTSD.
I want to go play soccer in a village somewhere.
No.
Fuck you.
Who would do that ever?
People do it.
All right, so for a small fee, you can get a quickie tour. Nothing to do with that. And for a bit more, you can go on the Ghosts and Good Time Girls walking tour, where you'll wander the streets, back alleys, and old red light districts of Skagway, learning about historic characters like Soapy Smith, Skookum Jim, and Klondike Kate.
That sounds like it fucking rocks, dude.
Dude, I would go there smashed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm talking like...
We'd get stabbed by Lydia. Lydia wouldn't caress her face.
Or
She
the
would
tour
stab
guide,
us.
because we didn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's true.
We'd take the tour over.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we did an episode on this. Shut the fuck up. And then we would just start talking.
Like, cute. What you're saying is cute. We know what really goes on here.
Yep, and then we get stabbed.
Yeah, we're like, you ever hear about John?
Yeah, just like the people listening right now want to stab us.
Yeah. Dude, no, they're having a good time.
Of course, your guide will be a well-dressed and good-humored madman. And you'll end up with... Yeah, and you'll end up with champagne and a tour of the brothel museum.
All right, guess what just got put on the list?
This place?
Yes.
Well, I think it's time to pull into our last stop on this little ghostly tour.
Fort Richardson, a
Yes,
military
sir.
base with ghostly visitors.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I will.
Do it.
Fort Richardson, a military base near Anchorage, has its own share of paranormal tales. Numerous stories circulate about ghostly soldiers seen patrolling, mysterious sounds in abandoned buildings, and unexplained phenomena experienced by military personnel. The historic relevance of this site fuels the legends and attracts ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts. I love this shit.
Yeah.
This is my shit. Military bases for my honeymoon. We'll get that. Or not my honeymoon, my bachelor party. We investigated one of these bad boys, and Fort Richardson, man, sounds like it's got the goods as well.
Yeah. So this is one of those ones where it's your basic military site, but as far as the paranormal stuff, we pulled up a couple blurbs, two stories that took place at this place for some good eyewitness stuff. I thought would be nice. For this.
So in a building on Fort Richardson, there's a cry of a little girl that I hear quite often. My son wakes up in the middle of the night and talks to her and plays with her in the day. I haven't seen her, but I would like to. I don't know any info about her or her name. All I know is that the building was built in the 70s. Oh, and some stuff gets moved around when we are gone. And none of my neighbors have little girls. That was submitted by John to this site. And another one, on October 31st, Halloween 1989, the bartender at the local pub was found dead in the beer cooler. Oh, that sucks. It was said that a man had been talking to her at the Halloween party that no one had seen before and thought it to be a relative of hers. So they see this guy and it's like, oh, yeah, we don't know him, but it must be one of her relatives. This is the way she's talking to him. After the bar had closed, the man was last seen leaving through the back stairs by the beer cooler. It has been said by many that they have seen her ghost walking around the back of the bar, and there has been a man walking up the stairs near the beer cooler. On Halloween night, screams have been heard coming from inside the beer cooler. That fucking rocks.
Yep.
Wendigo Rip, which has been sealed shut to this very day. That is fucking whoo.
Yeah.
The 80s ones, the 80s ghost stories, like 70s and 80s ghost stories.
Yeah.
Those ones have been getting me recently.
Right.
Because, like, now we're 30, 40 years removed. So it's like that kind of like you're in that realm of like it's not like, oh, 5 years ago, blah, blah, blah. It's almost becoming that, like, it's old enough to be classic rock at this point,
Yeah.
So it's like those, at this point, it's those, like classic ghost stories at this point where it's like it's jumped to lore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's become folklore because of the time that has passed. And oof, screams coming from the beer cooler, man.
Well, this one, and that might explain this because the stories from this one apparently are centered around. This isn't a very old installation. It was built in 1940. So prisoners from World War II, specifically Japanese Americans and German Americans, were deported here. So that explains the beer. The German guy just wanted a beer.
Right.
But they were kept here for the duration of the war. So not great memories over here. But there's not much information, which I was trying to look into because they included that this one has a lot of hauntings there. But it's on somewhat historically significant land. It's in the Arctic Valley in the Chugach Mountains. Apparently this whole area has history of sightings and hauntings, and apparently soldiers who were stationed on the base have reportedly seen ghost lights in the mountains.
That's cool.
So, but Fort Richardson was a little sparse for us, but that's what we got. And if you look at pictures of this place, which I'm into, this place where it's located is holy shit. Like it's that classic Alaskan wilderness where you just look out and you're like, okay, so there's a Wendigo out there. There's a Skinwalker out there. There's a Yeti and Bigfoot. They come out and they tag team you. They do the 3D, the Dudley Death Drop on you.
Yeah. God.
Is it Yeti or Bigfoot who sits there and goes into the trance after they do it to you?
It's Yeti.
Yeti.
Bigfoot's cooler. Bigfoot's like the showman. Yeah.
It's Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh, this episode.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm having fun. And Fort Richardson, I'm looking at the land now. Yeah. Whee!
It's that classic, like, I would not want to walk around out there.
Yeah, it's
You'd
like,
be there's some kind of Alaskan death spirit out here that I just don't want to fuck
I'm
with.
going around with a long rifle and a blessed knife, you know?
There's some, some kind of, like...
The hilt of it is, like, carved of some kind of, like...
whale bone that's been enchanted by the local medicine man.
Yes.
Like, if you go outside the gates of this fort, don't leave without this and some kind of amulet that, like, represents some kind of something. You have to be protected to go out there.
There's been generations of shamans that have kept this.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, go travel to them, spin a thing, I want the night. You have to, like, yes. Yeah.
There's something that floats around out there at
You got to
night.
kill Sardo Numspa, you know, you have to do a bunch of stuff.
My brother Nunzi has forgiven me.
First of all, The Golden Child. What a movie. Anyway, I'm
animatronic demons.
And also the snake lady with the tits.
Oh, I forgot about that. I haven't watched that in a while.
We should watch that.
We should. Do an episode on it.
Yeah. The movie kicks so much ass.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this hanging out in this weird episode where it's cold but it's drunk and there's...
Well, you know, it's not so much drunk. It's excitement that we're in the same room again. It's like we're getting warmed up, and like it's things have been so nuts in our lives and what's been going on that like we finally get back to when we started doing this. We're together and we just we go ham. Back then though, we were doing it more often, so it was more dialed in.
Yes.
This episode, we got our feet back wet. We went to Alaska and we had some fucking fun.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we wanted to get away from aliens for a little bit too because they were, the probes were starting to come out. We had to get away from
always on our minds.
Oh yeah. You were always on my mind.
Yeah, nice dude. I like when I get a song from Jay in one of these episodes.
I don't know.
No, it's good, man. So, closing statements?
Closing statements. We're going to get some emails about this episode.
They'll all be good.
What was it? The Klondike fuck demons? What the fuck?
No, I think it was the Gold Rush Fuckhound or something like that.
Something like that.
I'll get it. We'll get the t-shirts.
We just said it 10 minutes ago and we still can't remember it.
We went so many places on this. I know a couple of our listeners that like us when we're super concise and to the point.
Yes.
They're going to bitch at me.
But then the people that like when we go off script,
oh my God.
we have a bunch of those too.
The off script gang, they're going to fucking riot for this one.
Because, hey, I appreciate when we're tight. We the last couple episodes have been pretty tight.
Yeah.
But, these ghost story ones that have like all lore and stuff associated with them, I feel like they kind of like ask for this.
Oh, they lend themselves to it. Yeah, because even in our last episode, you told me to knock it off once or twice.
Yeah.
And you know what? I did. I knocked it off. Yeah. And sometimes,
And you slept on the couch that night too.
Jason, I don't want you to tell them when I'm in the doghouse. Just let me go to the doghouse and don't let people know that I'm in the doghouse.
Yeah. You got the stew sickness.
Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Anyway.
So, closing statements from me. Alaska seems beautiful. Want to go on a cruise there, and we're gonna do the tour.
And we're gonna come back because I want to do the all the Native American lore from this place.
Yes.
There's all these Otter Man stories. Holy shit, are they weird? Yeah.
There's also those the ones that steal the kids. Yes. There's a lot of.
I purposely didn't look into it yet because I saw how big it was, so I don't have the particulars. But I can't wait.
Yeah. This one was strictly the ghosts and us having fun and just celebrating us today.
Yeah.
A celebration of us. Yeah.
All right, guys.
This episode of Other Dangerous Podcast. I've been Ken James.
And I've been Jason McKittrick.
And as always, have a spooky evening.
Spooky. Dead
Thank you for listening to Other Dangerous Podcasts. Have you encountered the other dangers? If so, you can email us at otherdangerspodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to have a discussion about the paranormal, you can find us at Other Dangerous Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. There you can find submitted pictures, videos, and artwork from listeners. We are now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else podcasts are streamed. And after listening, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you the other dangers.